So what's up, YouTube, all my subscribers and future subscribers? Good morning. This is another 5 a.m. story time. This is a true story. My mom experienced a UFO. I'm gonna get right into the story, and at the end I'll kind of give the backstory about the character of my mother. It won't be a long video, but it's very profound and true. So I'm gonna put myself in my mother's shoes and just tell it from her point of view, kind of like in story format. So imagine it's like 1980. Okay, you're laying in bed, and there wasn't a lot of light back then. There wasn't a lot of outside light. This is back in the mountains of Tennessee, Elizabethan. You didn't have all that technology in your house, lights or anything to be mistaken. Um, so you're laying in bed asleep, and then all of a sudden you hear like a whoosh, whoosh sound outside, and it's extremely loud. Now, she wasn't near any factories or anything. This is in the mountains. And Elizabeth ain't a big place. So she's awakened. She comes to the front door where there's a porch, and she peers out the little glass in the door and sees something up in the sky. So she opens the door, goes out on the porch, and what she laid eyes on was a spacecraft, oval shaped. It wasn't close enough to see any beings inside, but she said the metal looked alive and there were gases coming off of it. Now, the gases could have been steam or fog around it, but from her point of view, it looked like gases. The metal looked alive because it had like a shininess to it that back in the day you don't really know. I guess it would kind of refer to as like platinum, maybe something that's super bright. And she's freaking. And the crazy thing is, she said in an instant, it was like whew, and took off faster than anything she'd ever seen before. What you see online today, how they just take off. And two other people know about this because the neighbor next door that lived to her come out saying, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" Now, it's the middle of the night. You know, it may not be 3 in the morning, but it's where the neighbor is awake still or got up. And my mom runs and jumps in her car and tries to start it. And I don't think it was like an EMP like they talk about where the electric system didn't work, but I think she was so scared that she couldn't start her car. So she couldn't start it. You know, she was freaking. I guess she calmed down that second and went back in the house and called my father. He was at work on the third shift. And to this day, he's like, I believe her. I mean, she called him at work freaking out. And to give a backstory, my mother, the whole life in my addiction, I think I seen her hit a joint one time and she didn't like it, and she didn't. He was on vacation, and she never. I'm just being real with you so you know what kind of character she is. I didn't have to mention that, but I'm just saying. One time, and she was 64 or 5 when she passed, but like this is back when she's 20 something, and she did party before she got with my dad and stuff a little bit. I'm not talking, there was no addiction to anything. And if we're real with ourselves, everybody partakes a little bit or has a little bit in their day, some way, shape, or form, most likely. But just to give reference, she wasn't an addict ever. The whole time, that's what I'm saying, when she hit that joint on vacation, it was the only time I'd ever see her do it in the whole, when I lived at the house for 10 or 15 years with her, taking care of her. Before that point, and then taking care of her, like, there was no partying. Um, she was a pharmacist technician for 40 years. She retired before she got sick. And to this day, she believed she didn't have nothing but a run of bad luck. Like, since she seen that, like, she believed she got breast cancer when she was like 40. And I mean, she don't know for a fact it was because of the craft, but she likes to, I mentioned to her when I said, did you ever think being around that? It's just speculation, food for thought. But she was like, I've always thought that. And whether that's real, I don't know. We don't know that. But she was just plagued with illness, got diabetes when she's like type 1 when she was like 35. And most of the time with that, like, you get it when you're younger because your pancreas just buggers out on you. But regardless of all that, she was a trustworthy woman. She had no reason to lie about that. Nothing to gain. There was no YouTube or fortune or fame about it. And when she told it, she honestly was freaked out. Now, this could be the government, what she saw. This could have been her own manifestation. Because with my experiences, we see things, all this weird stuff, but it comes from us. And whether it's a manifestation of what we're experiencing, or it's the government, or there is little space beings that fly around, but like, it's just, that's the harder avenue for me to believe that there's solid crafts that aliens are in. But I'm not above it. I could be proven wrong, or it's the government, or we manifest these things. Even though if you hallucinate something, like, it's still real to you. But I just wanted to share that true story. Take it with what you will. My mother, rest in peace. She wasn't known to lie, but she may have been mistaken. But it's an awesome story. That it's a witness that believed this happened to her, and I believe her. So you take care, guys. Love y'all.